Well, let's follow up that question from Kenneth about stimulus money. Now, what is the one thing Congress can do that would make it easier for companies to create jobs and lower unemployment? And Congressman Pappas, we'll start with you.
Well, thanks very much. We have seen our unemployment rate come down in New Hampshire, but the concern is that people are dropping out of the workforce. We have a lot of women who have dropped out of the workforce, 800,000 across the country last month alone. Child care continues to be a barrier, and our education system puts a lot of pressure on our working families. So we got to get our help out to the school districts who need it and support for affordable child care. In addition to that, we've got to open up another round of support to our small businesses. As I mentioned, the Paycheck Protection Program had a successful record at connecting more than 250,000 folks in our state to work. For those people who can't return safely to work, we've got to make sure that they can meet basic household expenses. I support additional unemployment aid to individuals who are out of work right now. We've seen nearly a third of our households miss a housing payment month after month. There's a lot of financial strain on our families right now, and we've got to work to make them whole. So I think we've got to take up these issues in the next package, and we have to look at all the financial stresses that our family is facing. And then we have to have the conversation about how we can support our workforce needs over the long run and get this economy back up on its feet with stimulus.
Mr. Maurer, same question.
Sure. Well, look, first and foremost, Governor Sununu has done a tremendous job in our state working with small businesses to get people back to work. It's the reason why you see New Hampshire leading the nation right now, and actually with one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country. There's so much more work that needs to be done. And Governor Sununu needs a teammate down in Washington, D.C. to actually get that done. It's someone who's actually going to put partisan politics aside and fight for the people of New Hampshire. Someone who's going to deliver for Paycheck Protection Program expansion of funding. Now, there's $100 billion sitting unutilized right now in the Paycheck Protection Program that we could open up for businesses. That's something that can be done today, but unfortunately, politics in Congress is not allowing it to get done. We need to continue to create an environment so that jobs can come back, that businesses can flourish. Yet here's the problem. Congressman Pappas right now literally is supporting a repeal of every single tax cut from 2 years ago that would actually hurt middle-income families. And not only that, he's the sponsor of a bill right now on the floor that would increase the payroll tax by 20% on every American. That's not going to help middle-class families in this pandemic, Congressman.
15, 30 seconds to respond on taxes, Congressman, and then we're moving on.
Well, sure. Let me just say I have been a partner of the governor's, and I'll work with whoever is governor. I worked with Governor Sununu when I was a counselor, and he was the governor. And New Hampshire has a great record of our delegation working in a bipartisan fashion with this governor. On taxes, my opponent wants to bring up this issue because he wants to distract from the fact that he wants to repeal the Affordable Care Act and end a woman's right to choose. The fact is, I don't support tax increases for working people, middle-class families, and our small businesses. And the fact is, while we need to make sure that the big corporations and the wealthy pay their fair share, I don't support increasing taxes on our middle-class families and our small businesses. That wouldn't be right in the middle of this pandemic, and I'll make sure I support fair tax policy moving forward.
You were invoked on the Affordable Care Act quickly, and then we have to move on.
Very briefly, like I said in the outset, Congressman Pappas is going to look in the camera and tell you a bunch of things. Yet right now, literally right now, Congressman Pappas is the co-sponsor of a bill that would increase the payroll tax by 20% on every American. So, Congressman, stop misleading everyone. Let's be truthful with the people in New Hampshire. They've earned it.
Matt, I don't support tax increases on working
then why
people.
are you the sponsor
of
a tax hike
right now, Congressman? That is a bill that looks to protect Social
you could
Security.
go to D.C.
Let's
right
move
now
on
and
to
take
the
your
next
name off the bill,
question.
but you